I think this whole Christian/Enlightenment idea that we're all some sort of autonomous person, like completely detached from our social and natural environment, is probably the most destructive belief in our current society.
So you mean the idea that we're like this self-made woman that...
Kind of, but I don't even know what that means. What does it mean to have made yourself? It seems to assume that I have chosen to be who I am, but all choices of my life are always going to be consequences of my earlier experiences, which have been, for most of the part, completely affected by social and natural factors that I had nothing to do with. I just think we're like this walking, talking tree, and not one life form, but a combination of billions of small life forms that change all the time. I mean, I don't have any cell in my body today that was the same when I was 2 years old. So when I say me, what does that really mean?
Well, I think there is me, and I think we're free to make our own choices to some extent. Because the things that human created will like this amusement park seem to be something like above nature, and it's something different from the rest of nature.
That's the kind of thinking and the idea that I think is so harmful. Because I think we should realize that we are a product of nature and that our bodies are still part of nature. And also that we're not like this entity that thinks independently from our external environment, but that the boundaries between us and the outer world, well, they're more blurry than we think. For example, have you seen this experiment where you can put your hand in like a cardboard box, and you hide it completely, and then you place your other hand on top of the table, and there's a rubber glove on some kind of fake hand, like a prosthetic hand, that's next to you. And the fact that your hand is completely covered, if somebody was touching your real arm and the rubber hand, you'd still feel the kind of sensation that the rubber hand would be feeling. So technically, you feel as if the rubber hand is your hand. So you experience objects in the external world as if they were part of yourself.
That sounds pretty cool, but what do you make of all that?
I mean, that is pretty much why I like the beach and surfing. When I started, the board felt really weird and foreign, but after a lot of practice, and not only the board became a part of you, but the waves and the ocean and the air, you no longer know where you end and where nature starts.
But there is no such thing as nature. We are now changing the climate and causing earthquakes and floods. And so we're no longer part of it, but we're superior to it, and we actually change nature.
Wait, and you think that's a good thing?
No, but it's the way it is. I mean, when you say that you become one with nature or whatever, you're in fact becoming one with people. Like, everything in the world is contaminated by human actions. There is no harmonious or natural part of the world anymore, and then we're forced to struggle.
That doesn't sound too good.
Well, I kind of see hope in it. I think struggle is a good thing. Not that people are like poor and then they have to struggle for survival or anything, but to struggle for our right to define ourselves. And if the concept of nature is gone, so in a sense is the concept of order, we are only left with chaos. And in chaos there is nothing that tells us what to do. There's no father figure. We are forced into thinking for ourselves. And that may be a promising foundation for a democratic revolution that I think is becoming increasingly more necessary.